Preparedness has always been about being ready for the unexpected, however that may come. It's designed to insulate you and your family and all the activities you want to pursue from exogenous shocks. These are things that happen beyond your control, outside influence, political, cultural, economic, familiar, whatever they may be. Preparedness exists as a protection against things you don't control, against shocks you don't control. Now, some people have a different view of preparedness than we do. I don't believe societies collapse. I don't believe this type of preparedness is required. But really, in the end, it's about you and your family. It's about living the American dream. Except so many people in today's world are missing the point. The American dream of your parents, the American dreams of the silent and boomer generation is gone. It doesn't exist anymore. And today, people are trying to translate how they'd like to live, like their parents or like their grandparents did, in an economy that no longer supports that type of living, of buying a house, whether it be the European and the majority of the world experiment where people live in flats and raise families and just live the normal dream, or whether it be a separate single factory resident. The old dream used to be that a single family could earn an income, one income, the other spouse could stay home, raise the kids, you'd have nice vacations, you'd be able to invest, pay off your house, and retire wonderfully. That job in the factory or the trades or wherever it may be would be there for 40 years. You might change companies once in the period of time, but in the end, you would support your whole family off of a single income. That economic dream died when the world transitioned through globalization to the constant or the current gig or knowledge economy. We've transitioned for a whole bunch of really interesting reasons. The U.S. Manufacturing moved overseas into China to help China grow and Southeast Asia grow for cheaper labor, to make a lot of money for industrialization. Plus, you have to remember, during the Cold War, China was on our side against the Soviet Union. So the rapid growth of China was very helpful for us to counter the growth of the Soviet Union and the influence in Southeast Asia. But now that doesn't exist anymore. And so the world environment has changed. The internet was born. The global economy has moved online, yet everybody is still trying to replicate a previous dream that doesn't exist in today's society. Single family white picket phone, that doesn't exist anymore. Now, you have goals, and the idea of preparedness is there to support your goal. It is there for you to be able to pursue your dreams and do what you want to, protect you against exogenous shock. That's what a modern day, dynamic, living, breathing preparedness plan allows you to follow your vision, follow your dreams, and do what you want. However, now we live in a modern global economy. We now live in a place where incident management, incident response, and all of these things take place globally, online, and in a connected society. So now it's about your knowledge and skill and your ability to sell knowledge and skills that you have to an online global environment. Yes, there's 20% of the population who still work in traditional jobs that have long-term pension plans, etc., but the 80% majority live in a nomadic digital lifestyle. They have a set of skills that they've learned over time, and they're selling it on the digital economy. Now, they still have happy, wonderful family lives, but the point about this is the new American dream translated to everybody in the global open West. The new American dream is actually about the freedom to move. It's about the freedom to earn income from multiple different sources, to bounce around, to not be tied to location, and to be able to look at the risks that you face, the possible risks from political, cultural, economic, sociological, and familial events, and your ability to move and mitigate that by changing location. The new American dream is freedom. It is your ability to go out into the world with your specific skill set, your specific ability, and sell that to the greater world, not in the sense that you're going to trade it for a salary. Because remember, as Mr. Wonderful says, salary is the drug they give you so you can abandon your dreams, but so that you can go out and sell that to multiple companies, sell it to multiple customers. Remember, the internet has given you access to the entire global world. You now have a 1 billion person customer base out there. So you have a choice. You can sit in the traditional, I want a salary. I want somebody to pay me money so that on a regular, fixed, comfortable basis, so that I can buy a house and raise a family in a neighborhood, etc. There is absolutely nothing wrong with that. You're just not living the current American dream. You're chasing something that is rare and becoming more exceptionally rare because of a whole bunch of forces you don't control. And let's be frank, nobody cares whether you like this or not. Being exceptional and making the new American dream work for you and your family, and to be able to rock an incredible life in this American dreams means you have to embrace the world as it is, where it is, whether you like it or not. This is how the world's economic system is being organized. This is how the potential opportunities are being presented. If you're going to stand in the corner and demand a boomer-style American dream, then you may very well pound your way towards it, but it's going to be a rare and exceptionally tough fight. Or you can say, hey, listen, this is the world that I live in, whether it has calamities, it has disasters, it has a whole bunch of things going on. It's very chaotic. There's political, there's cultural, there's all kinds of upheavals, but this is the world I live in. And because I've chosen to live in this world, I'm now going to realize there's an entire digital economy out there that I'm going to access. I'm going to take that thing that I'm very good at and that thing that I'm very passionate about, and I'm going to figure out how to access the 1 billion customer base out there, and I'm going to go rock an incredible world. Now, that doesn't mean you have to be an entrepreneur. Not at all. It doesn't mean you have to sell everything and start a business. It means you're going to be working in gig economy related businesses. So you're likely going to be changing jobs at a considerable pace because companies are going to rise, they're going to fall, they're going to expand, they're going to contract. So you have to be ready to be mobile and dance around this digital economy with your set of skills. A rock-solid preparedness plan is what protects that from exogenous shocks. You have to be ready to be fired. You have to be ready to move. You have to be ready to deal with a whole bunch of other shocks from external sources that you don't control. But you're doing so inside a digital economy where you have an exponential potential for growth. Remember, it's like the baseball analogy that Alex Hormozi uses in the beginning of his book, $100 million offers, is you can do really, really well and hit a grand slam in baseball, right? Absolutely wonderful. They're rare, but they do occur. But the maximum you'll ever get is 4 runs. However, in business, if you hit a home run, you may get 100 or 1,000 potential growth. The point being is, if you settle for a salaried job, be happy with that. You can't settle for a salaried lifestyle and then complain that you don't make enough money. You can't sit in a standard Monday 9 to 5 job, punching keys in an office or doing something very mundane and repetitive and then get angry because nobody's paying you the wage that you think you deserve or a living wage. The economy is presenting incredible opportunities to you in the form of a modern digital economy. You have incredible potential to learn a skill. You can learn it off YouTube. As Elon Musk says, all of this stuff is eminently learnable and eminently free to gain the skills and knowledge. And in today's digital economy, if, for example, if you're a graphic designer, nobody cares that you have a degree or don't have a degree. What people want to know is, can you execute the task for which I'm going to hire you? Because it's far cheaper for a company to hire somebody to execute a graphic design task and then send them on their way than hire an employee with all the legal rules, all the contributions, all the workplaces, like all that stuff goes away. So what companies are doing in today's world is they hire people to operate their core business. But all of the other parts that influence and contribute to that core business are likely part of a gig economy, are likely part of an on-demand economy, which means unless you're going to enter the core business function or you're going to go be a key professional that requires a certain education, you've got incredible opportunities. So what you have to do is understand that the old American dream is gone. But the American dream is not dead. It just transformed with the economy, with society, and it looks different. So those people who are very successful right now in the 21st century are those that realize that's what the American dream looks like. That's what my potential is. And that's what I can go after. So that's what the people are doing. They're finding their skill set. They're finding their marketing niche. They're selling it. They probably have 3 to 7 lines of income across their family. And they're doing this in a digital nomadic or in a place with a small company that's growing, contracting, whatever. But they're leveraging what is put in front of them instead of complaining and whining about the fact that they can't do what they want to do in today's society. And that's the difference between success. Preparedness puts you in a position to protect what you are growing, but it is difficult to place a preparedness plan on a lifestyle and a protection that is chasing something that no longer exists and is not working to adapt to the world around you. Your number one success in this world is simple. It's really simple. It's your ability to understand the world around you, adapt to it. Nobody cares if you like it. Adapt to it, and then figure out how to be successful. And that in 2024 looks totally different than it did in 1970. So if you want to live a 1970 life in 2024 and it's unsuccessful, the problem is not the economy and the government. The problem is you.